PS4, so just had to take some Q-tips and some and a brush to it, to the top and to the sides and to the vents basically opened and near my things. It's really cool, and it's just for real always. Continue playing.
The second piece of the Saga Mata relic is located at the very epicenter of this nightmare.
Carbiter is
the
awesome.
Führer bunker. Hidden beneath the domed splendor of the Berlin Planetarium, the Führer bunker contains many dark secrets that will likely never be revealed.
Do as my grandfather did. It was like my grandmother actually is on my mom's side she was a nurse basically, and she basically tend to the wounded at certain bases and camps and stuff like that. So it's pretty tightness. And all right, we're good. We got it. I'll write a different one. Okay, cool. Okay, there are a few times in my life when people assume things. They assume that because a certain thing is happening in my life, that I'm a little wet behind the ears. And they'd be assuming, right, that we were talking about any sort of actual warfare or anything like that. But God. Oh God, did we get it? Got off here, I think. Nope, didn't. Oh man, basically, there have been a few times in my life where I need to find ammo. There have been a few times in my life where people assume things that I'm unhealthy, which they'd be right in some cases, but that I'm like from the South, so it's really like oh, you So you're like not into human rights and stuff like that? Scream stories. Say it again. Oh, that was badass. Got him before he even friggin' did anything. That's fucking tight. I don't really like. I flipped a couple people off, but other than that, I don't really try to like get into arguments over my own values, because then I devalue myself in order to actually argue over my values. People can get assumptions about how a person is just by the way they're dressing that day, or by the way they hold their hair at some point, and I myself only do that because I guess there are people that think that I give a shit about them at all, you know? They think that I care about them, and I mean, I can't. Like, you cannot care about every single person that you go like talk to on a daily basis, you know? What the fuck is that? Oh. That's really weird. Oh shit, I think a new enemy is about to be shown to me. And these are like the enemies that, whatchamacallit, on Evil Within, I think. They're the doll ones or something like that. I'm gonna have to get a shotgun, I think.
Herr Hitler will have us die with him before he surrenders. I'd sooner die fighting out here.
Okay,
I will not give up.
$355. Okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna see what's going on in this place first before. A lot of dolls. A lot of mannequins. Oh shit, okay, cool. Alright, there's gonna be a lot of jump scares in this one. But it's the same enemy, so I thought that other enemies might show up. Let's see if we can go upstairs and check something out. No, we can't, because I didn't realize there weren't any stairs. But from here, it looks like... Oh, yeah. Didn't look at that part. There have been a couple of times, more than once, that people have, like, assumed that I'm a little wet behind the ears, which I can like... I guess I'd play it up sometimes, but it's not like something that I want to... It's just... there's a reason behind it, I guess. That I try to think positively, I guess, in situations. Times when I enlisted the help of some people that But yeah, like, people always assume, I think, that, and also it doesn't, you know, automatically make me a good person just because my lineage from here. But, I mean, makes me like my parents were, as far as things went, my parents were kind of hard on me, like, as far as self-expression went. And I think it was because they knew that other people would be hard on me. And I think, like, that's the reason why, like my parents really wanted to be something, or have something, or be somewhere in my life that where I was passionate and like, well and sick. And I think people don't realize this. They want to assume that everywhere is sick sometimes, but it's just like, it's extremely, it's taking ownership and stepping into example, or into consideration. There have been a lot of times when I assume things about other people, and that was only basically in my mind most of the time. Let's see. Doing things that was like my grandparents would probably not be proud of, you know? And I don't think that it's my responsibility to constantly have my parents or my grandparents. I know there's some things that I do that are just really stupid and dumb. But I also know that me assuming wasn't on the scale of how many times people assume shit about me. I think there were a lot of times when And that's where I think people don't realize that I've been what I've been doing over the years, I guess. I have to say too is as far as like games go, like people who play like social games and like I guess you can't guess the thing that I guess. My dad taught me how to pick through those people, I guess, and realize that that no, you're not their game. You know, they're like one under the sun, basically. I realize that most of the people who like to do different things, they are like, a lot of people in the French Quarter are kind of, I don't want to say the word fake, but I don't want to say the word race, I guess. I probably want to say the word unrealistic, you know? Like I really did pride myself on being able to see through people's guys, especially including my bosses. I know my bosses are like people who are respectful, things like that. And I can see through their bullshit. Like they're oh, you're doing a great job, man. It's like, thanks. More. I'm doing such a great job. No, man. I'm saying you're doing a great job. You know, for how much we pay you, you're fucking on it. Like, don't give me compliments, pay me more, and then you don't have to give me fake, weird, patronizing ass compliments. But it's basically not worth that much, I guess. I'm not like on the good side of somebody. If you get on the good side of somebody, that's always been a thing with me when people work and stuff like that. And actually, like, if you get on his good side, man, he'll let you get away with whatever you want. It's like, oh my God, that's not what I'm here for. I'm not here to let people walk all over me and then say, oh my God, we just got a job. No, I'm here to fucking work and get paid, and do so in an orderly and timely fashion. For the most part. And I think that I have a lot of criticisms about other people's bullshit, because I think that's mainly the reason why I seem to have run into a lot of people who are let's see, like, the real reason why I think that other people are saying that is because they have bullshit of their own to speak of, and when a manager says to you that you're a pussy, he's probably trying to make you hit him. Or when an employee decides to make you give him a ride home, and then tells you that you didn't deserve something, and then threatens you, oh no, he didn't threaten me. He didn't. Let me put it in his words. On some real punch you in your face shit. That's what he said. So it's not that he said it. He didn't say it. But he didn't say, I'm gonna punch you in your face if you get this again. He said, on some real punch you in your face shit. So I can't say a bunch of words that whosoever designates as a race or a creed or a religion or a disabled person. But you can say, on some punch you in your face shit, and then I'm the one that looks like an idiot because in front of cameras and the back door you're trying to get me to punch you. You're trying to play mind games with me, saying that you wanted to threaten me and then get me fired because you're doing stupid illegal shit on the side. Yeah, it's dumb. It's dumb. I'm not going to say anything about your stupid illegal shit because it can't be proven, basically, because I can't say it. Like, even though I say it, it's like, okay, they have to investigate now, and they were pretty much investigating already. So my word isn't going to do anything but make it look a little bit more incriminating, and not prove anything at all, because they already proved it, and he got fired. Unfortunately, though, because they hired him in the first place without checking the backgrounds of different places that he had been to, that's the reason why I decided, and always decide, to put him on 2 weeks' notice, or quit then and there. That's the reason why. Because I've run into bad experiences, and it's not what's the word? It's not a company's fault that someone decides to hire someone that's subpar or doesn't know how to do their job, but somehow does their job better than anyone else, even though they've had such little experience. And people get like, oh my god, these ratings are amazing. You see these ratings? So don't you think that's a little suspicious? It's like he might sell weed, you know? You know, he might do some other illegal shit, you know? Like, it's not gonna prove it. You're not gonna prove anything to anyone because you can't prove it, because you gotta like make a whole scene of things and put a sting operation in, and you're gonna do that to someone who you barely fucking feel like even being around. Like, you can't really stand him when you're not trying to get him caught for shit. Why the fuck can you stand him, or can he even stand you, or not think you're trying to do some sort of fucking mind game bullshit? And oh man, just so much dumb shit, dude. There have been so many times when people assumed that I would do something and just I didn't. Like, I did not. Like, never did. Like, didn't even feel like it. There's a dude that's walking around with fire things again. Awesome. It's a good thing this has shit on a daily basis. Like, I guess not what's the word? Not actually becoming profitable in a world where you can actually become profitable. It's like, dude, I don't want to be a part of those names, man. It's like those names, all those sponsors and stuff like that. Those people I don't talk to those people. I mean, not my people because I have values. And take damage from me. But yeah, those are basic misconceptions that have been all around me sometimes whenever I'm actually working. And I don't get paid enough, and I should get paid more in order to be able to take that stupid bullshit that somehow everyone seems to put on everyone. That's the reason why I think that they should raise the minimum wage in New Orleans. And pretty much all over the country they should do it. Because having to deal with that stupid bullshit just in case a company doesn't want to be professional enough to freaking say maybe this person is a liability and maybe we shouldn't be fucking hiring this person because he's had bad reviews in the past of different companies that have basically just put him under the bus because he does stupid fucked up shit. And not everyone is trying to say some sort of fucking stupid things like, everyone's talking about me because I had a disagreement with the management. What was the disagreement? I don't even remember anymore. What? Tell me the disagreement. I was dealing coke, and then they didn't like me dealing coke. Oh, well, you were soliciting people for services under the guise of being a person that actually delivers something or does something or is a cashier at some point. Maybe you should get a higher paying job. Because you know why you should get a higher paying job? And also you're qualified to get a higher paying job to where you don't have to do all that stupid bullshit? Because you can do metric system. You can do the metric system. That is literally what you need to put inside of your thing, your stuff. You can do the metric system. You can convert and do a bunch of different other things like that, and you know how to scale, basically. So that makes you able to be a manager, making $30,000 to $40,000 a year easy. That's basically the amount you'd probably make doing something illegal, because there's not enough business to be able to do something lucrative in an illegal business, and the risk is way too involved if you're going to make $30,000 to $40,000 as a low-level tier person on the drug scheme of things. You're going to make about $30,000 to $40,000. And then you're going to try to reinvest it, and you're going to make that same money back the next year, and you're going to wonder why that thing didn't happen. It's because this is the point, okay? Drugs and a whole bunch of different other things like that, they're a pyramid scheme, okay? Every single way that they've run it, every single way that they've ever run it in any way, drugs that aren't legal are a pyramid scheme, okay? There is no room for advancement. There's no opportunity for benefits 20 years down the line. There's no place in the entire business for someone to be able to be like, you know what, I'll be able to run my own business someday. Because, you know why? It's not because, oh my God, it's because I'm loyal to the people that I'm loyal to. It's because they bred you and brainwashed you into being loyal to someone who never even does anything, who just wants to corner the market in a certain area. It's the same thing that people do on the stock market all the time with insider trading and a whole bunch of stupid bullshit. And half of that shit's still legal. Like, fuck, man. There's so much shit that people can be getting into. So many opportunities that are actually right outside your door, or even right on your phone. Or if you don't have a phone, then right on your computer. Like, literally, there are people who I know, who I've known of, that were literally homeless, and they were day trading. They were day trading, and they were homeless at the time. I saw those people doing a whole bunch of different stuff, investing in penny stocks that might eventually go off and be like thousands and thousands of dollars down the line, or even just a few months ahead. There's so much stuff you could actually be investing your money in that'll actually make it work and actually make it do something. And it sits in my conscience when someone I see that basically wants to manipulate people into doing what they want, instead of realizing that he could be a manager and he could manipulate people all day long, and he get paid for it. Like, the people are like, oh, I gotta work 5 years in a customer service job, 7 years in a management job. It's not like that anymore. People who think that there's a whole bunch of different not jobs out there, or non-opportunities for people who are like, soccer moms or even dudes who got out of jail. You can start trading now. You can start trading anything. You can learn about a market's fluctuation, anything. It's easy. It's really easy. And it's easy for me. And people maybe not get the concept of it, but they don't understand that every company has a reputation. And that reputation is played on the stock market. Okay? That reputation itself is played on the stock market every single day. Okay? The reputation itself is played on the stock market. That's what it does. God damn it, I died again. That reputation is played on the stock market. It's how reputable or how better a service can be, or how much a product could be. Okay? If they sell products, it's a lot harder to be able to make reputable. But also, too, in the same sense, you have to realize that every single thing, down to the way that someone says hi to someone, it is the affecting thing, is the affecting factor of anything like that. And yes, it's a game. It is a fucking game, and it is one of the most entertaining things that people have actually ever even come up with. It's better than football. It's way better than football. Because not only can you win millions of dollars in a second, not in like a month's time, as like you go into fantasy football or something like that. Not in a month, in a second. Okay? In a I'm gonna go invest in overseas minerals and things like that, because I know that if you get on the back end of your own product, basically you're making hand over fist and basically paying yourself after you get around this whole thing. And it's like, man, like, people don't understand that mom and pop shops are cool and they're awesome, but you know what? The best thing that anyone could ever do is get on the back end of their own product. Like, whatever they're doing, however they're doing it, really refine the way they're doing it. And understand that it makes a better product, and it makes a better person, and it makes you able to have eyes on things before they ever even hit the shelves. So basically, it's insider trading without the insider trading. Everyone pretty much can know about it, but you have a first look at what your product's going to look like 6 to 7 years down the line. You can't do that with drugs. You can't do it. You can't do it with drugs. You can't do it with guns, because you don't know how it's going to look. You don't know the way it's going to look. You don't know the thing. You can't do it with human organs either, because you don't know who's going to die and who's not going to die eventually. I don't know what's going to happen, but understandably so. There have been so many misconceptions about what people think that I know or understand or anything like that, and I'm desperate to prove them wrong. I'm desperate to, because I want them to see, and I don't want them to think that there's this high horse thing in their head. But you don't want people to see their own what's the word? Their own mistakes thrown in their face. You don't want to see them thrown down to the dirt because somebody said something that they weren't supposed to say, or somebody did something that they weren't supposed to do. The most you'll ever get reprimanded in the real world, in the legal world, is you'll get a fucking severance package. And because working there, you did such a great job, except for sharing maybe a few more details than you should have, you get a severance package and a bunch of different other things. And severance as in severance from your job. Not severance from your leg of your other part of your leg. So just realize, man, if you invest and if you put money in, you'll be able to buy your own business no problem. I have a couple of friends, a handful of friends, that have actually done really real world change and made it to where they set up a whole bunch of different things, and they were able to, like, a friend of mine, like, back in the day used to sell, he would buy a whole bunch of different things in a stockpile or in surplus, and then he just immediately set it back out on eBay. And he would make $500 every single rep by spending $25 and making an eBay account. $500 for things that he made and things that he bought. The turnaround is so much better than any drug or any person could ever even realize. I know that people realize this. I know they have to. They just think that somehow they're being shut out by the man or something. And it's like, no, it's the concept of the person that pushes at you. It's your own id. Okay? It's your own id that's stopping you from making money hand over fist and breaking down those boundaries about race, culture, sexism, all that other shit. Every single part of it. And every single person uses that excuse sometimes to be able to put that as an obstacle in someone else's place or in someone else's thing. It's like, what kind of fucking shit is this? It's like, oh, I'm a white boy. No, I'm just lighter than you, motherfucker. I wasn't in the sun as much. Or at least my grandfather wasn't in the sun as much as your grandfather, who was probably African. Or probably not African. Probably from some other country that, because we weren't just bringing slaves in, wasn't the only reason why people actually came to this country. There were actually indentured servants that were black. There was a whole bunch of shit. Even during Civil War, they had people that would kidnap people. That was like basically every serial killer that is in the United States today. 35 is the given number given by the FBI, and it's still that way. So it's fucked up. But realize this, man. There have been so many advances in every single technology to give every single person the opportunity to be able to do something. And if you're not used to it, or you're not able to do something, get someone to do it for you. Hire an assistant. Hire someone to do your paperwork for you, and just realize it. Realize that you can bring on an assistant and you can make tons of money. And you can ask them to do the work pro bono, and they get paid a commission off of how much you make. Just work with your mind and see the opportunities that are available. There are so many people that are set for 17 lifetimes that people never talk about. And they range from all races of people. There's no way that anyone does not have the opportunity to be able to create a wealth system completely and utterly at every level of their entire career. And I'm trying to create my own business and do a whole bunch of stuff and see the things that I've learned over the people that have studied every single year, watching YouTube and doing a whole bunch of different stuff in the field, and just literally people watching and seeing what people like and what people don't like. That's literally what this entire thing was at New Orleans. It's basically just a huge survey. That's it, with alcohol and whatever thing they thought that they were going to get when they got messed over when the person said that they were going to get them weed. Realize it, man. Realize there are too many opportunities that people need to understand is worth it. It's so worth it. And that's where people think that there's some sort of inconsistency somehow, is because there's nothing that's going to tell you to be able to know how to do that stuff. But that's the point, is you should be studying right now. Like, study something, study anything, and you'll find out something new, or you'll find out something that you didn't know before. And that in itself can propel you to be able to make your own business one day. You make your own opportunities, and no matter what information is available, you check, and recheck every single source until you find out exactly the reasons why something is true or false. And don't get fucked up over it, because people make money hand over fist by saying lies every single fucking day. Okay? It's called advertising. That's what it's called. It's dumb. It's stupid. It's trying to manipulate whatever kind of person into believing some sort of lie about what the American public or what the world public is about, or what people accept and don't accept. They're trying to make some sort of narrative on the fact that human culture or humans themselves don't understand what it's like to be without resources or without anything. We fell on this planet, motherfucker. We fucking survived until we knew how to be able to create speech, and then a whole bunch of different shit happened. Like, I'm sure we've probably lived this reality or lived part of this reality or part of these different things over and over again. I'm not too sure on the specifics, but I think that people really can make a difference in their own community and in other people's lives, to be able to make, like, hand over fist money, millions and millions of dollars. I see so much shit every single day, or so much stuff every single day, that I could be making money off of. I see free stuff that's freaking out there, easily done. I could just trade it and be able to trade it for something else. But I don't have a car right now. I don't have a means of transportation, and I don't have a bunch of different stuff to be able to create a better prospect for myself. So I'm doing stuff here. So I'm creating art, and I'm doing a bunch of different stuff that I need to be doing. I'm posting it on my website and Facebook and different places, and eventually I'll stop posting on Facebook and keep posting on my website, because I don't want to give just Facebook the amount of everything that I can actually do, because they're not paying me. It has nothing to do with how much you give society, okay? It has everything how much you actually have to offer people in society. Because people are not society, and society are not people. Okay? Society and people is a made-up concept by what people assume the world and our country view is. That's what society makes up. If people don't agree on certain things and don't agree at all, then society ceases to exist and people start fucking ruining each other's lives for no goddamn reason. Just because they're frustrated with their own lives, or they're frustrated with something and they feel as though they can do something. But at what point of happiness? At what point of happiness do the risks of war, poverty, and sickness cease to exist? At what part of human construction or human development, at what part does it cease to be a chore to go out and do something and have fun with someone that you feel as though is like the best person for you? At what point do you realize that it's not every single thing that you're going to do? It's not every single balance or topic or anything like that you're going to make. But it's not the conviction you have with it. But eventually you have to realize that if there's no compassion or realization at all of any kind, then people start to leave. Any product that thinks that it's going to be everything or everyone. We're taught to diversify in everything that we are and everything that we do. And we're taught to diversify in governments, in people, and in a whole bunch of different stuff. And in some cases, people believe that their supply or chain or anything like that will never stop being. Understandably so. Sometimes they don't run a tight ship and people get offended. People are like, wow, this place really isn't for me because I'm used to a different kind of thing. And maybe that's old-timey motherfuckers who are racist and stupids, fuck you, for getting people used to a certain kind of service. Or maybe it's the other people who thought that it was their job to protest and say, oh, we don't like this and we don't like this at all, making people stay inside and then die because... Or maybe making people not want to come to a place and enjoy something that involves, or maybe, I mean, maybe they could change their minds once they get here. Maybe anyone could change their minds. Maybe it's the possibility of changing your mind that made the vacation or the thing so prominent in most societies. Changing your mind about a certain culture. Changing your misconceptions or your hypothesis about someone or something that is out there and deserves to be seen. Or deserves to be known about anything that's going on in their lives. Obviously people aren't watching me, so I mean, I'm probably not that popular, but it's only because what people don't give a shit about, or people don't really understand about the process or the concept of giving, or the process or the concept of understanding, is kids and people and a whole bunch of different things have evil, fucked up thoughts all the time, having nothing to do with race. Like, all the time. Every single day. And the reality of the fact that when people run and gun in certain areas, that place gets basically a war, or a thing that they're gunning for, they're doing something for, they're smuggling, or they're doing something that they think is like, oh, I'm free, man, but you're not contracted, you're not insured in case you blow a tire, you're not insured, you're not backed up by anybody else that's probably with you. They're not insured. Think about it. It's not a fucking scam. It's not a scam. Life insurance isn't a scam, okay? No matter what people try to say. Because when people see your dead body, they'll be like, who's going to take care of this shit? Who's going to get paid to put this motherfucker in the ground? But just realize that oh yeah. The more you look at certain situations and see certain situations, the more you'll realize that no, not anyone. There is no one that is things people need to worry about most of the time is the fact that there are people out there that call themselves gurus and people and things like that, and they're not. I mean, they get paid to call themselves things. You know, people role play, and they do a whole bunch of different stuff, and they've never been going to school a day in their life, nor learned anything about the subject that they talk about. It's like psychic, I actually do believe that it could be a thing, like being psychic and being clairvoyant, or right in the balls. Yeah. Being psychic or clairvoyant could be a thing. But we put so many blockades in front of ourselves and close our mind off to the concept of any sort of change in the human genome, then I think that most of the time what people are actually worried about is not offending, or not offending, but making sure that everyone's on the same page, and I think that, man, like, if you stop worrying about all that stuff and all those people and all those things, I mean, what would we have to do? set goal for yourself is one thing, but burdening yourself with other people's opinions and where they come from and how they're there, or even burdening yourself trying to judge someone for what you think they look like or think they're doing with their lives. It's just over with, man. Like, it's over. Everything that used to be, every hate, every injustice that people perpetuated, and stupidity and stupidness, everything that they perpetuated is over with. And people have to know to get involved in their lives. To get involved in their lives and start giving back to who they really, really want to be around. And not blaming someone for using too much fucking money in a certain area. That's the whole reason you bought the money. It's the whole reason you got the money. It's to be able to buy goods and services for whoever they wanted to be bought for. I'm not gonna brag about what I do or how I do something, but realizing, man, there just aren't enough hours in the day to do all that shit and still be able to survive. There aren't enough hours in the day to try to be able to be a part of someone's life and then complain about absolutely everything that they do. Because eventually they'll leave. That's what I did. I don't want a relationship propelled by sex. I mean, I want to have sex. That's great with a woman and me and her and awesome. I'm not closed-minded. I just know what I like. And I enjoy my time alone, no matter what people might think about me. I laugh, I talk to myself, I enjoy making up jokes and saying different things, and I make myself laugh, because there have been so many times when everyone else made me cry, or made me friggin', and maybe I'm a pussy for crying, but hey, you know what? Someone's eyes are dry, and I don't know, man. I don't cry because I'm not a pussy. Everyone cries. Everyone. I'm not sounding like Dane Cook, am I? There's so many top billing causes where people actually want to do it themselves and people actually need to do it. Looking back at what I believed in life, for the most part, I see so many times when I believed in a better meaning, and I felt that no one felt the same as me. I never thought that it would get this complicated, you know? Like, people just, for no reason, just wanting to fuck with people. Not to say that it's a key to, basically just, I think that there's a big difference in what people actually want themselves and how people actually want their job. Wanting an actual relationship, like oh my god, we're doing all the stuff that normal couples do, it's so great, but then like when it comes to me actually talking to you, you're not really gonna tell me about yourself. You're more gonna tell me about what happened during the day and how you had a problem with everything, but except telling me how you felt and how you think you should go about fixing those things. You just want those problems to exist because that's basically how a victim kind of acts. And you can't be with somebody that's unhealthy, you know, like mentally, it's just something that I've realized, like, I can't want more to someone. I can't want more than someone that want someone more. I can't want someone more just because they're so I don't even have to answer myself, so most of the time though, I mean, people don't really get it. They just, or maybe they say they might get it, but they just don't say anything. Because they think they might ruin a moment, I guess, for someone or something. To be able to think about what really matters and how you're supposed to react to the day instead of just reacting to what everyone else says, you know? Or not even what everyone else says, but what a select few say when they're met with a consequence of one thing or the other.
What is happening? The dead rise from the earth.
I'm at an hour and 6 minutes, and I think that I've kind of met my
Have I already died? Is this this my punishment for defying the Führer? I must return to the Führer bunker.
I mean, just realizing for a couple seconds that you matter more than anyone else thinks. And I'm not saying that I'm going to hang out with you or anything like that. I mean, which I probably could, because I have a lack of sometimes people who like the same stuff that I like. So if you want to hang out, then just text me, but I mean, or not text me, but message me. But and I'm not trying to solicit anyone or anything like that. I mean, I really like the idea of being able to make money for myself, but it's not my number one category thing, you know, like. And I would do art for most of the people who actually do stuff if they would subscribe. I mean, I feel as though they deserve something. So it's just, we're gonna kill some more zombies and we're gonna take out some stress, because I just realized how much this stuff actually affects me. We're gonna do it in a healthy way. We're gonna murder zombies. Things that don't exist yet. Because there are many times that I believe that most times I wanted something, or most times I realized something. I mean, there would be consequences, you know, that I would actually want to see, like, you know. And the more I realize the consequences of assumptions made by other people, the more I realize that maybe my time is best spent sometimes trying to just make people not feel those things anymore, you know? It's like, do something selfless, you know? Try and alleviate the stress and pain of losing someone or doing something, and then saying something insensitive to someone who doesn't deserve it, or doing something insensitive that could, in some ways, could be terrible, but realize in the end you're only left with yourself. In the absolute end of something, you're just the absolute end of something. It's like you're never actually realize that you're gonna eventually realize that people are just making shit up to be afraid of, because they're just afraid. They're just afraid of sometimes themselves, and sometimes what other people do to them, or what other people say to them, or what they do to themselves even. that they assume about a culture or a person, not realizing that culture existed before that inconsistency was ever made. New Orleans has existed as a port since before the 13 colonies ever even existed. And it didn't even become a slave depot. It was basically it's like you gotta stop blaming the symbols, you know? You gotta stop blaming what people use to be able to make it to where other people could do something and other people could, you know? Or just look at that sniper boy killing a Nazi. Amazing. Amazing. Did it again. Oops. There are and will be so many times that people just don't understand what's going on or how it's going on, because I mean, and that's the point, is the more integrated we become with technology and a whole bunch of stuff, there will be so many things that are known. Sometimes people won't even want to just say anything. They'll just look on their phones and realize that it's happening, you know? I'm not saying that, like, I'm saying that there will be, like, real, like, progress and change where there wasn't at first, you know? There will be real progress and change, like people who are in real progress and change, man. Like it sounds like such an amazing concept. Like, I mean, it sounds like such an amazing concept because it can happen. And I'm betting that will have a lot to do with the way that people take new adventures and realize certain ventures or opportunities, like, to reinvent the way that people see the world, and realize that not only those ventures, but there are so many others that are going to be just in the morning. got 17 minutes. And that's basically my expertise subject to different things. And their rants, my rants are, they're like no others, I guess. And the more I see an external possibility for like the most I can actually see like I just realized that it's not all for naught. It's not all for naught. It's not all for naught. There will be some things we can say about culture and things like that as we start going to the new place, and in that way, it'll make places unique and like a lot of different people will be able to understand exactly how everything happened and what everyone went through because of everyone wanting to fight. That's what happens in an entirety of a war. Everyone agrees that if something goes to a certain extent, then they won't stand for it and they'll start fighting. There were so many murders back in the day. So many different bloodlines that people just didn't realize that were like basically just too serious about stuff and think that they'll take it they tell me about things. I say I have a very good system. Maybe I'll just think I'll just say something. Or private life, so you keep private. That much I can understand, but also to remember the more you keep private, the less will be written on your tombstone. cancel that a sentence. Imagine if somebody had like a paragraph on their tombstone. You know? Well, what they did, how they did it, what they said, how many stories they told. Just like an entire paragraph giving them like an entire bio about them. It's not what I want, because I don't want to die, so I'm just not gonna die. It's gonna be okay. But remember, only you can prevent Nazi fires by putting them out with bullets. You gotta put them out with bullets. Alright, I don't know where to go right now. She's got a microphone in her hand. Is that a microphone or is that a hammer and a chisel? That's a hammer and a chisel. There we go. 71. All right. This is bullshit. Oh, there's where it is. Okay, cool. Oh, this is the place to go. The place to go. This is the place to go, and I gotta go down to go up, basically. Oh, it doesn't matter. Those are Hitler's final last words as he took the pill that murdered his life. Take a tour of the murderarium. All right. And also, the English language existed before Hitler. Remember that? So Aryan and all the other different worldly stuff, it's just a word he tried to use because he's a bitch. Every dude who's a bitch uses a word that they think can take up the entirety of they can try to use smaller words and smaller words to be able to describe what they think is great. And it's pretty much, yeah. It's like, Hitler was a, what the fuck? Oh my god. Shit. Stuff that messes with your mind, man. Messing with your mind. Is there anything in here? Oh, it reminds me of the suffering. That's what it is. That's what it reminds me of. Alright. This is probably the last one, too. Shitty bitches. That's it for me. If I gave a shit about everything that everyone said about me, then I'd probably lose my mind. Oh wait, I already did. I'm schizoaffective. What? Have a good day, and you are your own. You are your own one-person bomb squad. You can defuse situations that happen before they think they're going to happen, or before people get the wrong impression, because people can get the wrong impression, and they can think that somehow just because you live in the South, then oh my God, you must like that. No, just because I live in the North doesn't mean I like freezing in the cold death of friggin' winter. It's like saying that. It's like saying that, basically. It's like living in the South and not being racist? What? What a concept. It's like no one else has ever thought of it before. Except every single person that lives down here isn't that racist either. They have way more conceptions that are more progressive than people would actually think, because instead of forcing their opinion on other people, they choose to be quiet, and they choose to just keep to themselves and have a peaceful, wonderful life. And it's amazing. Oh my gosh. What a concept. Stop voicing your entire opinion to everyone, acting like everyone's going to be okay with it. We all have different opinions about what's okay and what's not. And the more you start trying to act like you're going to find your fucking friend group, if you're going to find your friend group, man, just realize that if you mobilize and you start protesting and it turns into a riot because people fucking don't know how to control themselves sometimes when they're all hyped up and shit. It gets hot outside. All that other different junk. And man, have a good day. And like I said before, if you're getting tear gas to the face, then you better be getting paid a severance package. And if you're not, then why do it? Have a good day, and be yourself. And don't be what someone else tries to make you out to be. Because the more they try, the more they'll realize they made a huge mistake. Not taking you as a friend, and instead taking you as something or someone to be laughed at or mocked. They realize their mistake, and sometimes they move on. But realize you're not a main character. You're not in a story where no one else exists. You're not in a place where everyone's just going to onlook as you fight. Or as you push against people. Or people push against you. You're not the only person in this world. So stop living in a movie world, you know? Stop living in that whole thing where it's your time. It's everyone's time. Always. And it always should be.